if you manage to hit with more of the buckshot projectile, so you don't just go in for a quick poke, hit them with like one part of it, and they're be hugely chunked out. But that'll all be changes hopefully coming on later tonight in the patch. But for now, here are the picks and bans. Super Special Awesome has the option going for the first ban.
I'm never going to get tired of that. Just Super Special. Well, I'll probably get tired of it halfway through for game one.
It's going to take too long.
It'll be good. And we are into the game. We are into Champ Select. So it should be cool.
Shen, Urgot, and Ari going to be the 3 bans for Super Special Awesome.
Ari getting a little bit of a change as well.
Yeah, Ari's getting a little bit of a nerf as well, but sort of more rewarding her. More rewarding people who build more AP on her, stack AP on her more often, because not right now the ratios are a little bit off. She's getting adjusted. Kennen, Janna, and Nocturne are being the bans for TSM Evo.
The big thing with Ari is that you can easily go that Hex Tech or Woda, or even skip it, that fast Rylaze build. And with Rylaze on Ari, you just kind of run around and kill people, and you never die, and it's like, okay, well, this is easy, on to game number 2. But regardless, picking up the Vladimir, like you said, we have really cool team to start off with. Should be exciting to see what TSM Evo tries to do, if they're going to run just something super fun. They were all kind of joking in chat, and of course, these guys, they're new players trying to, not new players, but they're a new team trying to kind of work their way up, and they're just happy to be here, and I'm happy to watch them. So
let's not beat around the bush. Things are definitely
dire.
Not in favor of Super Special Awesome, but like I've said before, surprises have happened before, and there are a lot of teams out there looking to make a name for themselves. And they want to go ahead. They want to try and establish themselves. They want to see where they're at, and you got to start somewhere. So
they were saying that TSM Evo, they need to agree to not play with their mouse, like all of them, just not use their mice, and not use their fingers.
Well, we did have that little situation at IPL4 during the show matches where it was one pro on the mouse and the other on the keyboard, and before you know it, Dyrus is ice walling everyone in spawn on the Dominion. But you never know what may happen. So jungle now being decided. So top, mid, and jungle have pretty much been locked and set for Super Special Awesome. So Vladimir top, Mordekaiser in the mid, Skarner in the jungle. And I do worry a little bit because Skarner can be relatively shut down quick if your team has a lot of slow effects or silence effects or other way to just try and get the Skarner away from his intended target. And Soraka actually is a pretty good pick against Skarner, but it seems like Super Special Awesome has actually picked into that. Skarner tries to gank the lane, Soraka's there, silence, and you can't do much. But there are other lanes. Gonna have to see Kog'Maw and I was thinking, Singed may, I don't know, a little bit. It's been a while since I've seen Singed, but Alistar going to be going into bot lane. Kog'Maw, still ambiguous, could go mid. Well, actually, no, wait, hold on.
No, it's probably a mid Kog'Maw. I'm guessing that's
hold on, no, because there's Mundo, there's Soraka, and there's Alistar. Could this be a mid Alistar, actually?
No, it's probably,
it could be a mid Alistar.
I doubt it, but it could be. AP Alistar is awesome. I love him, but I think it's going to be an AP Cog with a Mundo top and a Alistar in the jungle.
Well, remember, we've seen...
Or it could just be a Cog and Alistar bottom and then Soraka mid.
Soraka mid could work too, yeah. Soraka mid, it's been a while. Alistar mid could also work. It's still, though, you see some of the higher ranked teams, they go, they're seeded high for a reason, and naturally they have to go against some of the lower seeds. So like Dignitas, not too long ago against my first time, kind of went maximum over troll.
Yeah. It's probably going to be, I guess, Fizz top, Mundo in the jungle, then either Alistar or Soraka mid, and then the other bottom with Cog. And either of those could work. It's kind of weird because Super Secret Awesome, Super Special Awesome. Okay, Super Special Awesome. They have actually a pretty cool team comp, and so their bot lane or their mid lane and their top lane are both very strong lanes, and can farm very easily. A lot of it'll depend on what the lane matchups end up being. Skarner, he can, snowball fights very quickly. So both Skarner and Mord are snowball champions. You want to, pick off a quick kill and then just snowball fight. Mord in particular, you turn it into a 6v4 really quickly. And so if we have that initiation with the, Shirelias into the flash, we ult someone with Skarner, pull them back into this AoE, just burst them down really quickly, and then win a fight with that 6v4. That's going to be really difficult for them to deal with. And it's going to be Fizz top. So we're thinking that, and it's going to be Soraka bottom with a Mundo. No, it's going to be...
We'll find out. They still haven't switched around the characters yet.
Yeah,
there's still
they're going to play some roles.
Abound.
They're going to play a game of League of Legends. That's what we're watching here.
But, I believe that's true.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's true.
I mean, all around though. I mean, there's a lot of kill potential for TSM Evo's team, and they're just such strong players that clearly, regardless of what they're going to play, it's going to be difficult. Super Special Awesome, they have the Ashe pick bottom, which is a very safe pick against most lanes because of the range, because of the volley. It's really difficult to bully around an Ashe early, and then they have the Taric as well. So when we have Ashe and Taric, we have that initiation into the Skarner pool, back into Mordekaiser. Then you have the follow-up damage with Vladimir and with Ashe. It's actually a really nice team fight team. On the other hand, it's a really unusual team, a really screwy team. So it is going to be Cog and Alistar bottom, which definitely makes sense. And then it's going to be Soraka mid, and then Wings is going to be taking Fizz top. So
yes.
All around cool teams. And this is actually going to be extremely difficult for Super Special Awesome, particularly the top lane, because that Fizz is just such a dirty pick. I used to tell people, like, if I would ever play Fizz in a normal game or something, I would just pick him, and then in Skype be like, yeah, I feel really guilty about this. Like, there's a special place in hell for people who play Fizz top, because he's just such a nasty pick. You have so much damage output, particularly against someone like Vlad, where you're going to have your dot that's going to be hitting him through his pull, and it's just not fun.
And you know what? Soraka is also a little bit of a dirty pick in mid as well, because Mordekaiser, he doesn't have CC really. You go ahead, you walk in as Soraka with the silence onto Mord, and for a moment, there's nothing he can do. But what Mord does, he just pushes. Mord gets in there, just wipes down through all the minions and pushes the lane. Soraka can also push back. Star Call, max it out early. The minions should actually equalize pretty fairly, and actually Mord may actually be outpushed by this Soraka.
Mord actually has a little bit of a pushing edge, but you're absolutely right. The silence is huge on Soraka, and the fact that Mord, he needs to get into that melee range, which is going to put him right in that target area for the Star Call. So Star Call into the silence, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, and Mord is actually really squishy early on. So if we see a quick gank, if he's out of position, that could definitely be kind of devastating. But because of Mord's quick clearing capabilities, he's going to want to push up his lane and then go and take wraiths and such and farm. And Mord, generally speaking, can farm extremely well. Soraka, it's difficult to be aggressive in lane as Soraka. You kind of just sit there. You can harass some, but for the most part, you're not looking to get kills. You're just kind of looking to farm. And if at all possible, you're like, all right, well, I guess I can try and shut down the enemy farm some, but you're not really expecting to. So, we'll have to see how that works. Bot lane, hey, it's Nat for Moose, so that's always going to be something special. But Alistar, if he can get up onto Ashe, then that can be really devastating. But as long as Ashe keeps positioning, Ashe outranges both Alistar and Cog, except when Cog is throwing off the W. So Cog range is actually 500 when you don't have W activated, whereas Ashe is 600. So you have that range advantage, and then if Kog'Maw activates his W, then clearly he will again. But either way, it's going to be a fun lane.
Well, fun. Fun is a relative
fun
term.
For us. We get to enjoy the experience.
Any lane, any bot lane with an Alistar is just rough by default. Taric, I mean, I like the Taric pick. Taric's a good choice. You get this, and there's a lot of chain stuns available to Super Special Awesome in the bot lane. Taric, you can go ahead and get that level 1. Once Ashe hits 6, gonna go ahead and get the big arrow out, and it could clear enough of the way for Skarner to actually go in and get the pull onto Cog once he hits 6. Right now, I would highly recommend to the Skarner to just farm up as much as possible, because top lane, it's Fizz. It's rough. Mid lane, Soraka, you're going to get silenced. The best opportunities for Skarner for these ganks right now is absolutely the bot lane. But in order to get your maximum effectiveness you have to be 6. You have to have that pull. So, just play him a little bit like Warwick, sit back, just try and keep the farm up, and then go for those ganks ASAP.
Yeah, and that is one of the issues with Skarner is that, I mean, he's not a slow jungler. He actually has a pretty fast clearing speed, but if you set him behind early, then he's not as fast as some other junglers, and he really needs to get going before he can start doing ganks. We could see a level 1 invade by TSM Evo, and it's I don't know if it's that likely because Super Special Awesome, they also have a really strong level 1 team, so they could counter that out pretty well. We have a lot of burst damage with Ashe in particular. Skarner's pretty weak level 1. Vladimir's pretty weak level 1. So, they'll probably want to play defensively, though. So if we see an invade and we see TSM Evo steal that blue, then that could really set Skarner behind, throw off his jungle a lot. And then whenever Skarner's looking to gank, Mundo's, kind of going to be right behind him. And you can bet that Unstoppable is just going to be keeping an eye on him, going to be trying to, keep up that pressure. And then, if he's not countering ganking, then he's just going to be invading, stealing whatever he can. And right off the bat, I mean, that top lane, Fizz versus Vladimir, is just going to be such a difficult lane. And Vladimir has the range advantage. You can harass down Fizz some, so that's definitely huge. You want to get that as soon as possible, because once Fizz hits about level 3, it is over, and Fizz is just going to be so aggressive. It is just going to be such a painful lane, but you have to be really careful against Fizz, and you want to get harassed against him, but you need to constantly be watching your positioning because he has so much mobility, and he's just going to jump into you, get a lot of burst damage, get that dot off, and then back off, and that's a pretty scary prospect.
Now Skarner, his jungle path is a little bit predictable, and he is one who if he doesn't have Skarner does not have blue buff, his speed is impacted, I would say, significantly. And TSM Evo, they know this. Wards going down in front of the Wraiths camp, but Super Special Awesome, they're also quite aware. They know Skarner starts at blue. They have an inkling. They have a feeling their red might be invaded. Pings were going down earlier, but they're going to go ahead, be content, camp out this bush, make sure that they won't get the jump. But keep in mind though, they're TSM, if they really wanted to go for it, going through, invading through the top of the river, actually going down and around into the bush, actually by the top tier 2. But alas, that will not be the case. You should be able to go ahead, secure the wolf, secure the blue pretty safely. But yeah, and Aframu being sneaky, grabbing, actually just straight out stealing the blue Wraith, and they just go ahead and leave it at that. So there we go.
Yeah, we actually might have a late invade here, so expecting that the team's going to kind of split. We saw Mundo going to grab those Wraiths real quick, and then coming down, and Mord actually going to walk right into him. We have the star call from Salse, going to chase him down a little bit, but really not going to do a whole lot. Yep. Gets off a little bit of harass damage. Oh my gosh, I misclicked. And then they're coming over here. They will, be able to pressure them out of this blue. So, they will be safe there. And having that blue from Skarner early, he has no team to help him out. Is going to be just absolutely huge. It's such a huge advantage early on.
Yeah, good call from Raven to back out of that situation. But yeah, unfortunately, with that blue gone, it's going to be a little bit rough. But the ward also in front of Raze is going to discover, oh man, they stole some of these too. So from this point, now TSM Evo is going to know Skarner's path just right off the bat. Going to head on down, just going to go straight on in for actually no, going to skip the red. Go straight on in to the small golems. The red is being pinged out by TSM Evo. They have a pretty good timer, and they have a pretty good inkling on where Skarner may be, but he's actually not going straight in for the red. I would like to see him go straight on into TSM Evo's blue buff, but still though, it's kind of rough for Skarner. He's a little bit weak now, and he's actually going for the fast Philo Stone to go into Australia, so he's not going to be as tanky.
Oh, the flash
pulverize coming in from Nanyuan, trying to focus down Ashe, trying to get to the tower. The flash, the ignite. They want the kill. Tarek, did he get the stun first? He looks like he did. He's not going to have the heal, but Ashe will be able to get away just fine. But might want to just recall for safety.
The scary thing is that Ashe, we have a huge wave coming up here that Ashe is missing out on the farm. Oh. So almost able to pick that up. But all this farm, all this CS and experience, Ashe is missing out on it. So, by getting low and allowing herself to, get in range for them to damage her at that point in the game, she kind of set herself up for failure. So not, getting low there. We do see Wings of Death just starting to chase down Vlad, and this is where it starts. At level 3, we do have some nice harass going on to Fizz, but it's probably not going to be enough. And actually, now that Vlad's out of position here, if he kind of, sticks his nose out, Wings is definitely going to be a little bit more aggressive. So it's definitely kind of a scary lane. Vlad has the range harass advantage, but there's just so much kill potential and so much mobility on Fizz.
It's a strange inkling when you're bot lane playing your AD and your support is 2 levels ahead of you. That's a little bit of a strange feeling. It's not something that happens too often, but Ashe definitely has a huge catch-up game to play. 7 to 23 in terms of creeps already in the bot lane, and that early harass is just really proving to be, how effective it can be. And that's what happens when you have an Alistar as your support. You can play very aggressive, you can go ahead and push the lane. And since Skarner has been put so far behind, it's going to take a while for him to catch up and try and get the ganks down in the bot lane. But right now, Vladimir, he has to force the pool. Has to go just to get away. And Mord isn't looking so hot in mid lane either. Salse's looking pretty healthy.
Salsa getting that blue from Unstoppable. He's just, has constant spam. Spam isn't usually an issue for Soraka anyway, even after the mana nerfs. But when you want to be spamming Star Call, very quickly you can lose some. Then the nice thing about Soraka here is you can see, invis units with your Star Call, so you can walk right over the enemy wraiths. He saw there wasn't anything there, but if they were, then he could, Star Call over the wall, steal the blue wraith really easily, and get that farm advantage. But because Mord has to walk into that kind of close range, kill zone of Soraka can get off that silence and get off those Star Calls, like we said earlier. But, really quickly, we have just serious lane advantages all across the board. And so, super special awesome. They really need to just, hunker down. They need to, keep up with farm, not allow this harass to continue, and just kind of play defensively. Because even though it's 0-0 right now, these kind of lane advantages could quickly, turn into kills.
Going on in for the invade, and Skarner's actually still going in after the wraiths. The Q, the cleaver from Mundo will just go ahead for some extra harass. And notice, SSA has not gone for their red yet. The original spawn is actually still up.
And one of the reasons is that Skarner, you start off with the regrowth, you want to get that fast Philosopher's Stone, but because of how far you're set behind, it makes jungling extremely difficult. And as a result, if he was to go for the red, he would get extremely low. He recognizes that if there was any threat that Mord would ward it or anything, then very quickly that's an easy kill for TSM Evo. He doesn't want to give that up. Right. So he's just trying to get jungling speed, and you level up a little bit faster by just running around clearing the smaller camps, so he is going to be fine. But Nat Nguyen just completely zoning Ashe here, not allowing them to get in, and now with the Spell Pen boots, Wings of Death just continuing his aggression against Vladimir. He has so much burst damage now, and he knows if I continue pushing against Vladimir, I'm going to hit 6 first, I'm going to have that ultimate, and I have the burst potential to take Vlad down.
Not to mention, even if Vlad does get a little,
never mind. So Vlad's actually been here a little bit longer, hasn't recalled. So
there it is,
6.
coming the waters. Vlad ult goes down, but Playful Trickster going to be able to fall down, and Vlad dies in the pool. First blood going to Wings of Death. He's pretty weak there, but Salse also is his 7. Does have the wish available, does have that global heal, so even if TSM does get in a little bit over their heads, that's a global heal. They're going to be that much more safe, and since you're Soraka in the mid, you're going to be building a lot of AP. There's going to be a pretty hefty global heal in about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, and now because we had that initial blue, Mundo just keeping up this pressure, he is able to come down, take these wolves. I'm trying to think when the blue is taken. So the blue should be spawning in like any second now.
Yeah.
It was a little bit slow. I don't think that they left any minions. If they left any minions, it would delay it. But I don't remember them leaving any. We do see more trying to be aggressive against Salse, but the damage is just a little bit too great. Salse has a little bit better sustain right now. Once Mord has the revolver, that'll be nice. The lane will kind of transition back some. But the big thing is just getting that Skarner leveled up.
I've also seen previously that DFG has actually been a really popular buy for a lot of AP mids. And you know what, Mord, he's a little bit behind right now. Actually, Nat just getting a little bit taking the long way around to get back into lane, and the headbutt and the pulverize should actually be enough to take out the Taric. Yes, it is. And Everman now turning onto the Ashe, pushing her back to the tower, and just Nat coming in is like, oh, I just placed the ward. You're against the wall. That's an easy opportunity for a slam. CCU, all we need, and there you go. Wings of Death going for the engage onto the Mord. The Chum, the waters going down, and the Q I thought was actually just going to go ahead and steal the kill away, but the Shark comes on in and finishes the job. 0-3 TSM in a pretty quick lead.
And once Fizz starts to snowball, it's so difficult to
is.
stop it. Alistar coming in behind here. He does have his ultimate, so very easily Ash is going to go down. Almost no way to get out of there. There's the quick kill. Didn't need the ultimate. Didn't even need the pulverize. And with all this huge level advantage, they just have so much killing potential here. Mundo, is coming in, going to be able to take this blue. And so Skarner, on the other side of the jungle, now he actually sees him on the ward. So seeing him on the ward, he knows he's perfectly safe to take it. So he can actually just pass it over to Soraka rather than smiting it himself. And so, that blue on Salsa is definitely going to work out very well for them. And we'll see how Super Special Awesome can kind of come back from this.
So basically right now, whole theme of the game is just harass. Skarner was harassed out of his jungle early. Ash was harassed out of bot lane early. And now Fizz and Soraka are consistently bullying out the AP mid and top. Vladimir's got a rough time, and Salsa is just straight out pushing. And with all the AP that's going to be built soon on, that's going to be a lot of healing. There's going to be a lot of sustain in lane. And Mord got the revolver now. Actually, Vladimir actually hasn't even gotten his yet. He should have the gold for it pretty soon. But still, double Woda right here. It's going to be a lot of sustain for the AP mids, but still, there's a Skarner that needs to catch up. There's an Ashe that needs to catch up. Tarek is actually still has a level advantage on his own AD. That's still so weird.
Yeah, it's just tough. Ash hasn't been able to, really sit in lane. He's so behind on farm right now. We do see Skarner coming down here, but 5. They do see him with those creeps, and he is only 5. So there's not a whole lot that he can do. He actually has the flash pulverized, and there's going to be the headbutt, but the stun from Tarek does get him out of there. We do have the ultimate and the headbutt up still, and Aphromoo just going to work, even though Nat Nguyen was going to, kind of going to take that tower for a little bit. Skarner, he's actually just has to steal CS from this lane. He can't even go into his own jungle, but we'll go back, grab those golems, and, should level up shortly. But Ash without hitting level 6 and everything. We actually have a kill on top. Actually, Tarek DC'd, I think, maybe. I'm not really sure. So Tarek does go down. They will be able to tank this tower for a little bit. Could probably kill Ash underneath that tower.
Skarner's 6
not going to happen. So they're actually going to back off for a second, but we do have that Ash arrow.
Ash arrow going down. Skarner ult grabbing the Kog'Maw as he's trying to flash away. But still, though, the focus from the turret is actually going on to Nat Nguyen, and now Unstoppable X is here under the tower. Great play by Nat. Realized, Kog'Maw, you're being pulled. Let me get into tower range before you are dragged on in, and just tanks the turret for the entire duration and keeps Aphromoo safe. But
and
top
real quick
there.
look back at Wings of Death, just taking out Vlad, just so much burst damage, and it's really difficult to lane against Fizz, particularly with any early advantages. So they're able to pick up that kill, and then with the kills bottom, we do see they have just such a really strong advantage in this game. We'll see how Super Special Awesome can kind of deal with this. They need good ward coverage. They have decent ward coverage on top and mid, but they need ward coverage at the entrance points to the rivers. So buy mid and buy here. Not necessarily around Dragon, just as long as you can watch vision around the entrance to the rivers, and then just play really defensively and try and farm. And they really need to catch up and farm because right now they are just so far behind, and it's at this point it's really difficult to come back because it's just so beyond they're so beyond gone that TSM Evo can just be extremely aggressive in this game and just completely bully them around.
And a lot of them around the 32 matches just straight out come to the farming game. If you look at bot lane, if you look at mid, Soraka has nearly doubled Mordekaiser. If you look at the bot lane, Aphromoo has nearly tripled. Actually, it has tripled Ash's CS. Sometimes that's how it goes, and Superior Farm gets you the gold early, gets you the experience early, gets you everything you need so early on. And the tower might actually fall, not from this wave, but the wave after. Aphromoo can just go ahead and keep plugging away at it and just continue the push. All the while, Skarner is just still soul-searching, still looking, where can I go, where can I farm, where can I get ganks? And unfortunately, even now that he's 6, there's really no answer. There's not really
ganks. At this point, even with Skarner 6 and Ash 6, Aphromoo and Nat Nguyen could just 3v2 them easily, you know, despite the fact that Mundo's even there. So we actually have the slow. They are going to try and chase him down. Mundo should be able to get the cleaver in here. We do have a gank up top once again. Wings chasing down that Vlad should get that kill and does. And then the headbutt pulverize for Alistar. He's able to pick up that one kill. Tarek here with the slow and Unstoppable just tanking this for a second, but will back off so they get those kills and then get out of there. And looking real quick, you just see again, it's almost impossible for Vladimir to do anything, just dying almost instantaneously. You know, we'll go down. Mord was heading down towards bottom lane, so, you know, we'll see if he's kind of picked off here because he's kind of out of position. We have the slow.
Out of position. He's way out of position, slow from Kog'Maw, and all of the artillery fire should be able to finish him off. Tarek is actually in pretty much of a danger zone situation as well. Turret shots being tanked by Nat and Unstoppable, and it looks like the Mord and the Tarek really have nowhere to go. And the Cleaver going onto the Skarner, he's going to have to retreat to base, but the arrow from Ashe is just a tad too late.
Yeah, and so they're able to take a number of advantages. We have Salse pushing mid. We have them pushing down bottom. You know, there's not a whole lot that can be done. So they will have these two turrets. They can back off, grab the dragon. And so with a, you know, 11K advantage at this point in the game, you see, I mean, no one can farm on the team. They can't even go to the lanes because of how far ahead TSM Evo is.
Yeah, so
like whenever Vlad goes to lane, he's just going to die.
Right.
Like he is probably here.
Yeah, Wings of Death is not too far behind. 3 levels. The senior of this Vladimir, Playful Trickster, and the Q. Just Ignite can only do so much against this against this waterborne little monster. Except, you know, he's up 3 levels. He's still got the Chum the Waters available to him.
Yep.
The Shark is there. Just, you know what? Just be safe. Continue the farm. 0-12 right now. TSM Evo's pretty much nearly doubled the gold.
Yeah, and we do see Skarner sitting up here. We do have the pull from Vlad top, and so the thought is, you know, if we can bait Wings into diving, Vladimir playing a little bit defensively for that, then, you know, maybe Skarner could get the pull underneath the tower. Unfortunately, they aren't able to make it happen. Wings actually going to back off for a second. So that, you know, gives Vladimir a nice little time to farm, some time to catch up. You know, if they can get farmed, then, you know, yes, that's always going to be great, but really it's just, you know, beyond gone at this point. There's not a whole lot that can be done, so really, you know, you need to play defensively, and any early kills are just absolutely devastating, and you know, can just set you so far behind. Like it's so difficult to come back from any early deaths whatsoever. So, you know, just the fact that they were so far behind in laning phase, they never really had an opportunity to farm, and Alistar really can just tank this turret. If he decides to come in with the Unstoppable Will, he will come in. Actually, Ashe out of position here. There's the headbutt, pulverize, and so both of them should be going down. Just so much damage output.
And even then, after that's all said and done, after we can just go ahead and just grab a slap on that tower, and it should be able to go down pretty quick. And still, the push can continue for TSM Evo down bot. The turret, second tier, has gone down and continue to push. Everyone actually transitioning over to the mid in between towers, trying to get the kill onto that Mordekaiser, but the tier 2 in mid should also be going down shortly. All that damage coming in from that little bug, plus heals available from Soraka in case you get to a sticky situation. And there's Vladimir, and there's Skarner with a nice pull onto the Kog'Maw just for the extra damage, and Vlad will be able to finish off the bug. And there's Salsa actually getting pretty low, and Vlad actually being able to pick up a double kill. But Skarner does go down in the process, and Fizz is there to help clean up the Vlad. Unstoppable still has a little bit of ways to go to safety, but Ashe going in for the flash, wants to get aggressive, but should be picked off by the Fizz pretty quickly. And there is the Tarek.
And she just has no damage. We have Endurance on Ashe, and she sees, oh, Mundo is really low. Let me pick up the kill on Mundo, but no damage. Fizz able to grab that kill. In the meantime, Nat Nguyen, he's just kind of hanging out bottom, going to be pushing for his team. And there's not a whole lot that they can do to stop him. There's just, you know, so far ahead right now. We did get the double kill on Vlad, so you know, he can hang his hat on that.
You can go ahead and, you know, put, you know, get that merit badge for himself. But at this point, though, the farm difference.
I double killed TSM Evo.
Yeah. It's not, you know,
it's a merit badge and a t-shirt.
It's not something that happens every day. It's not something that happens every day. But unfortunately, this game right now, though, just the farm is just so far out of control. There's not really a whole lot that Super Special Awesome can go ahead and do and try and recoup from us at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. TSM, they should be able to push this pretty aggressively. They've been kind of split pushing all the lanes, and so very easily they can, pressure all the lanes. They can continue to deny the farm, but once they kind of group up, we'll see whether Aframu decides to dive that. We'll back off. Once they all kind of group up, clg is one of the best, poke champions in the game for like pushing down towers. So, just to be able to wear down the towers slowly, if we decide to see a hard engage from Super Special Awesome, just that one team fight to try and see what they can do, then, it's just going to be difficult for them to really get anything. The silence from Soraka is able to get her out of there, and actually Mundo going to be walking in this, so TSM's just going to fight this. Tarek, again, having some DC issues potentially, but Skarner does go down. We have Vladimir walking right into Aframu, and there's going to be plenty of damage there. He does pull, but if we get a couple of attacks, that should take him down pretty quickly. There's the arrow onto Mundo, though, so unfortunately, we do have Mundo going down, but the Pulverize, the headbutt, will take out the rest of them, so Aframu is alive, and he needs a tank. Where's the tank? No, you left the tower too soon! That new end!
What a jerk. Scumbag Alistar tanks tower, leaves for last hit.
Aframu's like, that's the last time I'm carrying you. But they should be able to push down this tower pretty easily and, push this into game number 2.
Yeah, they should be able to go ahead and grab the inhib. It's almost the 20-minute mark. It's almost surrender time, so I think Super Special Awesome might just want to go ahead and do that. Head on to game number 2 and just think about a little bit more about the team comp, because Vlad and Mord, they're pretty damage-oriented combo as far as an AP top and the mid go. Skarner and Ash was they're really 2 huge initiation opportunities for SSA, and Skarner and Ash, they just got way too denied. The early invade and the early force back to base on Ash is just really. There's really just could not recover from that, and all the damage coming in, all the damage potential for Mord and Vlad really go to waste when there is no means of a hard initiation. And there you go, walking into the bush over by their own blue buff, and Vladimir just immediately falls to the Fizz. The pull goes down onto the Fizz, but there's no one there. There's no damage in order to back it up, and Wings of Death is still going onto the Rampage there. There is heals available from Soraka if need be, and Bananas just might go ahead and try to leash back into the blue. He is resetting. Tarek and Mord are nearby, and so is Ash, but Mundo's now coming in. Unstoppable is there to help save the day. And the bot lane, Afro and Nyat just continue to push.
Yeah, and so they should be able to take down this tower, pick up the inhibitor pretty easily. There's not a whole lot that, Super Special Secret Awesome can do. We do see that blue going onto Soraka, so that'll be nice. And then, they can continue this push. We do see Tarek coming up here. If he gets a stun onto clg, and we have the arrow, there's actually the Ash arrow onto clg. Could we have the stun? And then the follow-up, we have the slow, the ultimate from Mord. He's trying to pick up this kill on Aframu. Nat is out of there. He is like, see ya. You have fun by yourself there. And so Aframu very close to going down. One more attack. He will go down. He's probably going to be able to pick up the Vlad, though, so let's see real quick. Yes, he gets the Vlad, and then coming back, unstoppable. He's trying to 3v1 him. He picks up the kill on the Mord. Can he get out of there? He's able to, actually, and Skarner with the flash trying to chase him down, but cannot do it. We have the headbutt into the Pulverize, so he gets up the rest of them. Mundo able to pick up the kill on the Ash, and Tarek is going to go down as well.
Pulverize into the wall, keeping the Ash pinned, and there we go. The Skarner is the cheese. The cheese stands alone in the bot lane. TSM Evo 3 members still up. The minion waves continue to push,
and
especially the one in mid.
deciding not to take the inhibitor when there's no one to defend it, but hopefully the minions can do their part there.
The super minions
Salse's coming down. He's got it.
Salse's coming in. Go ahead and clear
maybe
the
not.
minions and get some bananas down onto the towers. It's yeah, this game right now is said it before, said it again. It was a game of farm. It was a game of denial. And Super Special Awesome, Skarner just could not cut the mustard in the jungle, and Ash was forced out of bot way too early. Even now, still as the game's imminently going to end, the support has still out-leveled the carry.
Yeah, and it's just, Ash has almost no damage. Having the BF sword at this point, we do have the pullback on the Salse. He is going to be pretty tanky, but now Wings of Death coming in, almost insta-killing Skarner there. We have more, he will go down as well. Salse getting kind of low, but he has those star calls. He's going to be picking up the rest of the kills. There's a triple kill for Wings. Does he get the Quadra? No, he got the Quadra. Soraka taking that Tarek kill, so the stolen Penta, but they will be able to push in here, and so this is going to be a GG. Game number 1. TSM Evo able to pick up the win against Super Special Awesome.
Yes.
We'll see how it works game number 2.
Nexus now being focused. All the super minions are here, and these jerks Come on, just attack the Nexus. Damn it, already. Come on. They're going for the base kills. They want to run into the... This just... Guys.
Oh, they're not even getting it.
Guys. I think you might want to just end the game. Or just going to let the minions do it. Actually, all the minions are there. It's plenty. There we go. Game 1. Going to go to TSM Evo with a double. A surrender explosion. Good. It's glad to see that it's still in the game.